Born of nuclear radiation and destined to walk the earth forever, welcome to Godzilla Reviewthon! What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeek Mixer here with the fifth installment. No, not fifth installment, my bad. Sixth installment to the Godzilla franchise, known to all here in the Western as Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. Or as it's known over here, that's how it's known over here, and over on the east side of things, it's known as Invasion of the Astro Monsters. Now, this is a very unique take on how Godzilla was made in this franchise movie right here. You see, in this movie, it gives you that real sci-fi look and feel that the movie has. You have two astronauts that are traveling in space to a planet that's behind Jupiter, known as Planet X. It's right there where they discover that the place is inhabited by an alien race known as Exilians, and then they got the controller Planet X introducing himself, sounding all peaceful and everything, and saying how they need Earth's help because they got Monster Zero, who is known actually as King Ghidorah on Earth. Yes, King Ghidorah is the one on Planet X destroying Planet X. And they need Earth's help. How do they need their help? They need Godzilla and Rodan. Since it was Godzilla and Rodan, along with Mothra, who, by the way, was supposed to be in this film, but there was budget problems, so she got cut out from the film. And to be honest, let's face it, even without Mothra, Godzilla and Rodan, they can handle themselves. As a matter of fact, in the VHR trailers of this movie, they called Rodan and Godzilla the destructive duo. And I cannot disagree with that title. That belongs perfectly with those two. Because Godzilla and Rodan are much similar. They are viewed by human beings as as animals to fear. Like, they see Mothra as a good monster, but that's because she's got those fairies to talk for her to know that Mothra means no harm. While with Godzilla and Rodan, they have nothing like that, so people fear them and just attack them. So of course, in the process, there's also their destructive natures and aggressive sides to them. So yeah, I cannot disagree with that title, the destructive duo. But either case, back on topic, what they needed was Monster Zero 1 and Monster Zero 2, Godzilla and Rodan. They call them Monster Zero 1 and Monster Zero 2. Planet X needed them to drive King Ghidorah away because they couldn't be able to do it themselves. And they promised that if they helped them, they would give them a drug that can cure any type of disease. Now, first off, the astronauts are shocked that they're asking such a request, since they really don't know how to answer to that, and much less that they didn't know where Godzilla and Rodan were, but with the help of the Exilians, they were able to find out about that. However, this is where things, you gotta admit, are just suspicious. You see, once those guys leave, by the way, the two astronauts are Fuji and Nick, and what? Oh yeah, Glenn. Yeah. Fuji and Glenn, who let's first off say, one of those actors, Glenn, he's an American actor, Nick Adams, the only one who speaks English in this film. So that kind of helps some people who don't really understand Japanese, like myself in general. I know a little bit, but not enough to form sentences here. But either case, they go back there, but as they're leaving, you get this suspicious laugh from that controller of Planet X, while his men are fading in the background, making you know that there's something suspicious about this. Not to mention, considering how they're being all nice and peaceful looking, that's a sure sign to show you guys that no, these guys, there's something off about all of this. And here's the thing, while all of this is going on around on Earth, we find even more suspicious things happening. So Fuji has a sister who's found somebody she likes, but Fuji doesn't approve of him. He's an inventor who's got an invention that gets bought by some people, one in particular being Nanikawa, who's the business owner of the place who buys it, but they keep, even though they buy it, they don't form a full contract with him. He gets suspicious because he's wondering, what are they doing with it here and there? but they just keep blowing him off and everything. And it's because of all. And since he's just an inventor, really, and doesn't seem to be making much, that's why Fuji doesn't approve of this guy. But even still, his his sister does, and all I gotta say is, I wouldn't want a girl like that to lose a girl like that. Come on, I mean, to find a brother who would expect high expectation of a guy, but it disapproves of him, but she don't care. She loves this guy, and he's devoted. He seems devoted to her and stuff. You do not want to lose a girl like that at all. Not at all here. But either case, they also find out that the Exilians have already been here because they have space saucers that come up out of the ocean, and it is they have three of them. One to talk with the people, while you have two of them that are used to get Godzilla and Rodan and bring them up into space. Once they bring them up there into space, they finally get King Ghidorah. They finally have King Ghidorah showing up again, and then the battle, a rematch begins between Godzilla and Rodan versus Monster Zero, aka King Ghidorah. And yeah, this was the first and only battle that's ever went out in space. And yeah, a really good battle, I might add. But this is where we're leading to something that goes down infamously as one of the most unnecessary things in a Godzilla film. See for yourself. Yeah, I know. Godzilla doing a victory dance. This just showed you how much they were just starting to make this all lighthearted and everything. Now, I'm not saying I don't like it, but it is definitely something that will always live on in my memory right there. But either case, with their all bargaining done and done, they give them a disc that gives them, saying, a formula to planet to the cure disease for all diseases. But in reality, it's just a tape recorder just saying the Earth is theirs and you guys are like our cattle or something like that. I only took that from Final Wars, which I'll be reviewing here in the close future. But basically, the Exilians just wanted to take over the world. They never wanted peace or anything like that. And the way they want to take over the world is, first, they control the three monsters, Godzilla, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, with magnetic waves, have them go out the city and destroy everything. This also goes into the part where I talked about Godzilla still being an anti-hero-ish, because here's the thing. He's still not necessarily a good guy, and he still sometimes get controlled by aliens, and people still fear him and stuff, and he still causes destruction along the way. But either case, it was nice to see them show different scenes of each of the monsters doing their destructive things of destroying cities and everything. But eventually, the humans are able to fix that. They find a way to break the control of the monsters and find the weakness of the aliens, that being the device that the aliens bought from Fuji's sister's boyfriend. That's a weakness. You see, they can't stand sound, and with that, that's how they were able to be defeated. The monsters got out of their control. King Ghidorah fights Rodan and Godzilla again. They all fall into the ocean. King Ghidorah is the only one to show up, but it's not because he won. He ran away. Because come on, he's in those fights. Godzilla and Rodan showed that they aren't going to go down with all that gravity beam strikes that King Ghidorah kept giving them, because those two were just giving him a lot of trouble. But that was pretty much it. And like I said, this was a good film. A good little intro here in the sci-fi sort of sense of things. This was probably also the last film that most people were really into, and before it started getting more geared towards children. It would, like, for the next few movies, they were still good, but not exactly in the best departments. They're all like in the worst department of some of the Godzilla franchise film. But this one, it was great in the sci-fi sense. A little and a good heavy on the monster action, more say a little small on the monster action, because we didn't get much of that, but we did get a lot of them destroying the city and stuff, and that's what I love to see in monster movies. I also like to see a bit more of the action, but we're able to it's able to balance it out with some of this sci-fi, because all those sci-fi that was introduced here was pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi, but it's got its good moment spots. But yeah, and if I'm to say, yeah, I say why not check this movie out. Give it a whirl for you guys. But in any case, that is all I have for today, and I will And if you guys are enjoying my videos, all you gotta do is click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and be notified when I make more videos. And I'll be seeing you guys again for the next installment in the Godzilla Reviewthon! And until then, you all have a great day. Bye!